here we go again with cops not being charged. Okay, so tell everybody that doesn't know about the Frederick Holder case, what is this case about? Up until like when she kind of felt like they were forcing her to retire because at a certain point, women in this business, especially in journalism, and our hearts and prayers
out to them,
going out right now.
Definitely.
And then life, sometimes it's all about life. Can't wait.
Playoffs.
But playoffs? Let's talk about our boy Justin Fields. This guy's podcast. I'm the Stone Pony, Davante Stone. Happy New Year! It's a new year. It's a new day. It's a new vibe. It's a new you. So what do I mean by that? You know how we always make New Year's resolutions. People make New Year's resolutions and they never keep them. So I like to kind of say these are some of the things I'm going to do different in the new year, and these are some of the things that I'm not going to do in the new year. So I stopped making New Year's resolutions years ago, but it's a brand new year. Saranada to 2022. A lot going on in 2022. And I just feel like personally, we should not start the year like that. Here in Chicago, and I'm talking in Chicago, the third biggest city, for everyone that is watching us internationally, we have a big problem. And a lot of times, some of that doesn't always get in the news cycles. Yes, maybe national, but on the local side, how many people are dying in Chicago? How many people are getting shot in Chicago? How many young people we are losing in Chicago? And it's a sad thing because we're talking about young people who are some as older, maybe 6 and 7 and 8-year-olds and 9-year-olds and 10, 11, 12-year-olds are victims of gun violence and are losing their lives here in the city. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I'm going to get this bad news out of here right away. Since the start of the New Year's weekend here in Chicago, 27 people shot. Let me just stop. Let that sink in. 27 people shot over the weekend as we bring in a new year. And out of those 27 people shot, 7, from my record right now, were killed. Something is wrong. People that live in Chicago and in the state of Illinois, because we hear it all the time, have we not become immune to what's going on? Or you hear of someone getting shot, and it's even happened with me. And you say, oh wow, yeah, he got shot, yeah, that's sad. Because it's a recurrence. It's happening, and it's happening. And now they're saying the debate, do we have enough police on the street? Do we have enough law enforcement that knows how to deal with some of the situations when they go into maybe a situation where the person who's on the opposite side of the gun may be dealing with mental illness? Yes, cops need to be what? Retrained on how to deal with situations like that. Yes, police officers need to wear their body armor and their cameras. But something that really got me was the 9-year-old. The 9-year-old who was shot, not outside, not somewhere in the playground, which, keep in mind, there are victims of kids that get shot like that all the time. But this 9-year-old was shot in his own home. in his house where you should feel safe, where there were other people there in the house. But bullets have no names. And it struck this 9-year-old. And now, in 2023, going into a new year, his family has to deal with the loss. So sad. We need answers. We need to talk about it. We need discussion. We need dialogue, because this cannot keep happening in our city, in our nation. Oh my goodness. We start the new year with a new variant? You've got to be kidding me. I mean, y'all know COVID ain't going no place. Everybody in this doggone room done had COVID. Some of y'all done had COVID once and twice and 3 times. And some of y'all going on y'all fourth time. But let me say this, let me be serious. This thing is dangerous, guys. Yes, we know the flu is out here. Yes, it's winter time, but there's a new variant. And the name of this new variant, are y'all ready for this? I don't know where they come up with these names. The name of this thing is called XBB.1.5. I'm gonna say it again. It sounds like some kind of radio station, right? With call letters. XBB.1.5. It's a subvariant. Are you kidding? Kim, I'm sitting up here with Kim.
The name is crazy.
Kim, what are we, like, how can I remember that? I'm going to the doctor, I'll be like, I got the XBBYZ7 2025.
Yeah, something around that nature. I don't even know what to say, to be honest with you. It's XBB1S5678.
It's a new doggone variant, like we don't got nothing else to worry about. We got all this crime going on in the city.
Yes.
Now we got to deal with a new variant, and some people have not even been vaccinated. You know who you are. I'm looking at some of you in the room. Ooh, we got, is that many? Can I get a mask? Somebody get him. Can I please? I didn't know it was like that. Can I get a mask? Oh my God. So ladies and gentlemen, be very careful, okay? And let's still do the things that we need to do. Keep washing your hands, keep using hand sanitizer, do all of those things. Buy you some Lysol. Lysol has been killing COVID for years, because before COVID, it was already on the can. So there you go. Get you some COVID and get you some Lysol. And we'll talk about it. I got Kim.
Hey,
Kim.
how you doing today?
Kim.
Happy New Year.
How are you? How was your New Year?
My New Year was great. I spent it with my kids as usual. I love bringing in the New Year with them every year.
And so you guys had a good time?
Yeah, we had a great time.
I'm glad you did. Here we are in 2023.
Yes.
And let me tell you, there are things that are happening, like Frederick Holder in the Frederick Holder case. For those people that don't know, and I know you got full insight on this, Frederick Holder was the 28-year-old who was shot 33 times, okay, and hit 17 times, so many in the face and in his body, and they didn't even...
That he was unrecognizable.
Unrecognizable.
Yes.
And they did not release some of these photos until this year.
Yes.
But here we go again with cops not being charged. Okay, so tell everybody that doesn't know about the Frederick Holder case, what is this case about?
Frederick Holder was a 28-year-old black man who was stopped at a red light. He drove off and he was unfortunately killed by some sheriff deputies. They were about 10 feet away from him when they shot with an assault rifle. They blew his mouth off with the assault rifle. He was shot 17 times until he was unrecognizable. And not to mention that he was unarmed, and his family did not find out about this until 7 days after he was shot and killed.
Which is sad.
Yes.
Which is sad. So they just wrapped up this case.
Yes.
And there was a conviction. So are you telling me, even with the photos
yes,
that are out now, And even with us going through the case with George Floyd, how people have to start being held accountable. These officers have to start being held accountable
for the thing. Yes.
And these officers had their body cameras off.
Had their body cameras off, guys. That means that is very illegal. It is absolutely illegal. They had them off, and so, you know, there's no evidence to really say what really truly happened against the officers.
So is anything going to happen with these guys? They still get a chance to keep their jobs. For people that don't know, these were Norfolk, California police, am I correct?
Yes.
So these guys still get a chance to keep their job. Is there anything that's going to come? Are they going to try to appeal what happened? What's going on with this?
As of now, no charges have been filed against the police officers. They are facing absolutely nothing at this point. They are actually still employed.
They're still employed.
Yes.
How do you feel about this? This is sad. You think that we're going into a new year. We've got to change up the way we do things. And we know that we are going to talk about the Safety Act, and we talked about some of the new laws taking place here in Illinois. But in your opinion, what should be done?
What do I think should be done?
What do you think should be done?
About that, I think that they should be arrested, and I think that they should face the full extent of the law. I think that they need to be in jail for their actions. There is no way that you can shoot at a man 33 times, hit him 17 until he is unrecognizable, and he was unarmed. And that he was unarmed.
How many times do we have to keep going through that? Ridiculous. Unarmed man getting shot and police officers not being held accountable. Those pictures. I haven't yet seen the pictures. I don't even know if I can really.
Very gruesome.
Oh my God.
Very gruesome.
Wow. So justice needs to be done.
Justice needs to be done ASAP.
There you go. Thank you very much, Kim.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me.
I thank you again, and we'll talk to you soon. What happened to them purge laws? What happened to the purge laws and all of? Here's one good law that came in that went into effect, and that was the minimum wage law. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who were making $12, now you guys can make $13. I mean, we're trying, right? I mean, that's one of the things that happened. But the Safety Act that we kind of talked about the cash bail, that's not going to happen because they said it was unconstitutional, all right? The Supreme Court. More than 50, actually it was 64 combined lawsuits are against the act for separation of power. Now, this decision of the bill is with the courts currently, and let me just say this. The Supreme Court has halted cash bail elimination, all right, as a result of all these lawsuits. So that's not gonna happen. They're gonna put it on the back burner for right now. So that's going on with the Safety Act. Is it gonna happen? It's gonna happen, but they don't have a timetable, all right? I got Big Silver the G here with me on a 2023, the year of the GOAT. It's greatness. I'm happy. How was your Happy New Year?
Happy New Year.
Good to see you.
You as well.
How was your New Year?
I'm alive.
Yes, you are.
Me and Milagro had a time last night.
Yeah, you had a good time?
Yes.
Was you sipping on the bubbly?
Bubbly.
Was you sipping it on, what kind of bubbly was you sipping it on?
Prosecco.
Ooh,
that's my favorite one. I'm fancy.
She's fancy that. Okay, as long as it wasn't the Pink Whitney vodka from Amsterdam, because I heard I heard it really gets you in a zone.
Oh my
goodness. All right, but anyway, it's good to see you here. Talk about people, like, man, we've lost a lot of, last year we lost a lot of people.
Yeah.
This year, we're kicking it off. I mean, Pope Benedict,
really?
He's lying in the Vatican right now. And one thing about that, he was 95 years old. And one thing about the Pope that was something different than all of the popes, he resigned. He was the first Pope to resign in 600 years.
Okay, educate me then.
Think about this.
600?
But he lived to be 95. And of course, Pope Francis is our current Pope. But Pope Benedict was like emeritus, right? So he passed away, but losing the Pope, losing another icon like Barbara Walters.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That shocked me. Barbara, oh my God. And people, Barbara Walters, not Martha Stewart, not Diane Sawyer. Barbara Walters. They was on Twitter just having a field day with white ladies. That's all.
Are you serious?
Yes.
But Barbara, you have to think about it. For those who don't know, Barbara Walters was the creator of The View.
Exactly.
She created that View with Whoopi Goldberg and that all-star lineup of all those great women who have come on there throughout the years. I think The View's been on over 20 years now. It doesn't even seem like it. But not only that, but she was a pioneer.
Exactly.
She was a pioneer who really helped women. And Oprah would tell you that because at one particular time, I'm not even talking about African-American women, but women in general were not on television like they were. And in the time when she got with ABC, she had to come on and kind of co-host with one of the anchors. I believe this guy's name was Harry Reasoner. Talk about a name. That was a name to have he was one of the guys who was on the air. And he really detested having her on there as a host. And some of those clipaways that you can look at, and you guys can kind of check that out on YouTube, you can go and you can see Barbara's expression on her face, how she was feeling sometimes during those breaks. But she kept on and became one of the best journalists, knew how to make you feel comfortable sitting in that seat where she had to, everybody from Barack Obama to some of the other people that she's interviewed, all the presidents. I mean, you could just go down the list of people that she was able to interview, but it was Barbara Walters' special kind of way.
And the interchangeable host that she had on there.
Yes.
Like, it was so many people just coming in, coming out. But Barbara Walters stayed. She had her seat.
Barbara had her seat up until like when she kind of felt like they were forcing her to retire because at a certain point, women in this business, especially in journalism, and that I've even witnessed, once you get a certain kind of age, it's not always right, but sometimes they show you the door. And Barbara Walters, just an icon, just a legend. We're gonna miss her all around, but she wasn't the only person. We got other, who else?
Gangsta Boo.
Wait a minute, Gangsta Boo from 3-6 Mafia?
Yes, they found her on the porch. Apparently she overdosed, but they found her on the porch.
On the porch?
Anita Pointer from the Pointer Sisters.
Anita Pointer from the Pointer Sisters.
Yes, I actually met her.
Really?
In Las Vegas. They had a show.
She was one of the lead. She was, I think, 74 years old that I heard.
Yes.
And wow, it's just so tragic. And you know what? You got me thinking. Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, he's
from
currently
the
in ICU.
Avengers.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, so we lost a lot.
We did.
Oh God.
Unfortunately.
But this is a brand new year. And we just got to make sure that we keep people here.
Period.
Oh my goodness.
Women in media. Make sure that y'all just make sure that you keep on doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Also, RIP to Fred White from Earth, Wind & Fire.
Oh, wow, forgot. See, Earth, Wind & Fire, the lead drummer, lost him, and he has Chicago ties.
Exactly.
Wow, a lot going on. Big Sylv the G, thank you very much on this entertainment scoop. I'll talk back with you again.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Next time. Hey. Wow, I'm going to tell you something. I never experienced what I experienced watching Monday Night Football as the Bills take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Was a big game, a huge game, divisional game as far as trying to figure out as we get into these playoffs, who's going to be one, who's going to have home field. I was going into the game like that, and all of a sudden, within maybe 5 minutes of the game, the terrible tragedy that I witnessed on national television, I know it wasn't alone, but to see the safety, the 24-year-old DeMar, after making the tackle on T. Higgins. And I thought it just looked like a regular tackle. It looked like a basic tackle, right? But then after the tackle, he stood up and he fell and collapsed on the field. And I'm thinking, is this guy okay? Is he okay? I had never witnessed that. And to see trucks, the ambulance, and to find out that they had to give him CPR, dangerous. And the emotions running, not just from the Buffalo Bills, but also the Bengals. And the people that were watching, something I had never saw before in my whole entire life watching football. And it happened last night, national television. I've got THC here with me real quickly. Tell us exactly, were you watching the game?
Yeah, I did catch the game last night. I saw the first segment of the game, the first quarter, when he got tackled and he just was on the ground for like, it was about 9 to 10 minutes.
Long time.
And he was unresponsive. They brought the paramedics on the field. Both teams were crying. Everybody was, in a shock. So it was hard for, the game to continue. And after that, the game got suspended, and from there, paramedics gave him CPR just to make sure that he was still breathing.
Yeah, and that was the scary part, because when just the thought of you hearing somebody a player having to get CPR on the field, unbelievable.
Yes.
And come to find out, I mean, we were all hearts and prayers were with this guy, but come to find out that he had a cardiac arrest.
Right.
And that's that's dangerous, because now if you stop breathing and you're not getting blood to go and that's pumping, things happen. So is there any other information out regarding, because the last thing I heard that he was being sedated in the hospital in Cincinnati.
Well, I know right now, as I saw this morning through Undisputed and First Take, they were saying that he's in critical condition right now. So right now he's under a lot of testing and, just tubed up right now just to make sure his vitals and everything is good to go, and hopefully he can have a speedy recovery.
Our hearts and prayers
out to him,
going out right now.
Definitely.
And then life, sometimes it's all about life, and sometimes the game, yes, is secondary, but this is a person's life we're talking about. THC, thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate the update.
All right.
Thank you. Wow, kicking off 2023 with sports. Let me tell you, my boy the other night, LeBron James, was insane on his birthday. You wouldn't even think that LeBron James is 38 years old. This man is 38 years old, and he drops on his birthday to let people know 47 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists. Lakers have a tough season. We don't know if they're going anywhere, but who really cares? I think LeBron is like saying, dang, I'm with the Lakers. This sucks. I'm with the Lakers and I'm doing this. I want to let y'all know what I can do. The final score with that game was 131-121 as they beat the Hawks. LeBron had a really good birthday. Let's talk about who didn't really have a good game on New Year's Eve and on yesterday. The Bulls played the Cavaliers twice, Anthony Flores, twice. Yes. We kind of talked about a little bit of this, but they lost to them back-to-back games. But there were some special things that happened in those games, and I'm going to talk about it. So the first game, let's not talk about the New Year's Eve game, but let's talk about what happened with the Bulls last night. They faced these guys. I believe the score was 134-154 or something like that. It was a high-scoring game, but our guy Donovan Mitchell was like, he wasn't having it. 71 points this man drops. He kind of started doing it in the third quarter, and in the fourth quarter, it was like, even with DeRozan's 44 points, which he contributed, Vucevic had 20 points, and I think Jay had what? Levine had like 26 points or something like that, but it wasn't enough. The Cavaliers put it on us. What happened in that game real quickly?
In my personal opinion, when it comes to Donovan Mitchell, he went off. This was a little Kobe Bryant-ness. This was 71 big points to win a game against a Bulls team that was still rebuilding, but coming back from injuries. And this Bulls team is young, but we are going to build chemistry and we are going to push forward, and the Cavs are a great playoff team. This is a team that we want to go against. This is a team that we want to score against, and we want to put up our best. We're not healthy yet, but we will get there, and this was a beautiful 2 games to start the year off.
What about this online, the debates that were going over the missed call?
Oh, the elbow missed on
what happened with
DeRozan, mid-range shot.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion, if you get any type of hand, any type of elbow, misdirection of an arm, it's a foul. I think it was a foul.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bulls probably might have got cheated off, in my personal opinion, but refs are the refs, and we can never win against that, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. You know what? It was a great trade for them to get Mitchell at this point. The Cleveland did a really good job. They have a really good record. I mean, they're above 500. I'm not looking at the Bulls record.
Yeah.
I mean, what is our record now? I mean, it's so bad, we don't even know it.
16 and like 23,
Oh, it's horrible.
22.
It's so bad. We got to get it going, though. We know the All-Star game is coming up. I believe that's going to take place in
Hopefully it's some fun.
in Utah. It's going to be fun, but that's it on the Bulls. Let's talk about the Bears and the Lions. Wow, the Bears and the Lions. I watched that game, and I just saw a beatdown like I've never seen before. The Lions beat the Bears 41-10. They are clicking, the Lions, which should I say, are clicking on the right, they got all the right things going for them right now at the right time. Most teams that are picking up that momentum as they go into the playoffs, they're 8-8. They get a chance now to play in the playoffs. Who are they going to fight? See in the divisional round? We don't know who they may play, but they're a scary team. And if you had to play the Detroit Lions, or if you even had to play the Green Bay Packers, which also won, they're an 8-8 team, I believe now. These are scary teams going into the playoffs, right? And this is something that I live for, and I can't wait.
Playoffs.
Playoffs? Playoffs? Let's talk about our boy Justin Fields. Justin Fields had 105 rushing yards in the first quarter. I mean, this guy is just like the slash running back, quarterback. I mean, this guy is really special to watch. And we know that next year is going to be different, but he ended up with a total of 132 rushing yards. He threw for 75 yards. Your thoughts on Justin Fields?
Great young talent. He can't always run the ball, but when he does run, it's electric. It's unifying. It's just beautiful to watch this kid just go all out for his team. Knowing that the team is not having the record or a playoff push, he's still putting his heart into that game. And I love Justin Fields. Next year is going to be a great year for this kid. And now he just needs more than 100 rushing yards to beat Travis Jackson's record. And I really think that he will do it. I'm going for 150 rushing yards for him.
Just see what he happens.
That's my best bet for this weekend.
You heard it right over here. That's This Guy Sports. And talk about the year of the GOAT. It's probably going to be a really good year going forward, 2023, for the Chicago Bears.
Young
and
talent.
Justin Fields and this young talent. All we have to do is stay healthy. Thank you very much, Anthony Flores. That's going to do it for This Guys podcast. Don't forget to follow us and subscribe. Subscribe on YouTube. This Guys podcast. We'll talk to you again next time. This guy.